Hello, fellow Cravers. Welcome to the CTG Podcast for the 1st of October. As always, you have me, GD, and I'm joined, as always, by Cajr. How you doing, Cajr?
Hello, I'm fine.
And we've also got our fourth host, which we can say. We've got Hanksy. How are you doing today, Hanksy?
Yeah, not too bad, cheers, GD.
I would like to point out to everybody it's a Wednesday this week and not a Thursday.
Yes, it's Wednesday the 1st of October.
They did forget the day, just said the 1st of October.
I think people can figure out. Anyway.
Not necessarily.
Okay. So, first of all, I want to ask you guys a question. What games have you been playing this week, if you've been playing any games?
Minecraft.
Minecraft, mainly.
FIFA.
And FIFA. Yeah, FIFA.
It's not FIFA, it's FIFA.
FIFA. FIFA 15. No. What about you, Hanksy?
I'm still loving Destiny at the moment. That's pretty much it, actually.
Yeah, because that game not died yet.
Nah, it's never going to die. It's a 10-year project, they keep telling us that.
Do you know what I actually find funny about Destiny? The more and more I do actually play it, the more and more I do enjoy it for some weird reason. I don't know why. But anyway. Me, on the other hand, I've had the...
here we go, gloating GD. Me, on the other hand, I've been playing this, and this.
Yes,
None of them are out yet.
None of these are
I've been playing Bubble Witch as well. I forgot Bubble Witch. And Bike Race.
Everyone knows mobiles don't count.
Like PCs.
I'm alright with PCs, but I draw my line on when it comes.
Shots fired.
Yeah, this week was EGX in London, which was from the 24th to the 28th of September, and I went down on the Sunday to play a few games. So, in other words, we're going to be talking about some of the games that I've managed to play, and basically what you guys think about, and if you're looking forward to these games coming out. So I think first I might go with what I would say is one of my favourite games I played there, and it was Mortal Kombat 10. Now I managed to play as two characters. There was a Total Khan and what's the bug lady called again?
Swarm? No.
No. The bug lady. I got to play two of the new characters.
I'm sorry. You actually fucking played these characters and you don't even bother to take note of their name?
I took note of one of them, and that was Total Khan. It was because it was in a weird name. And don't get me wrong, I was having more fun playing the game than focusing on what.
Okay then. So when you got home, you didn't think, you know what? I might need the name of that character. I shall go and research it.
I didn't think about it, to be honest. But anyway.
The bug lady.
The bug lady. She's actually quite fun to play with, because it's got like a spider's arm at one point. So it's basically, you've got that long reach with her. But, anyway, it's really a game, in my opinion, it's quite good. What we've played of it so far, which it doesn't come out until April 15th of next year.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's not going to be April 15th this year, is it, you dipstick?
Of course.
I'm going to put it now, that date will probably slip. It'll probably do it back end of next year.
Well, I don't know. What I've played so far, it seems quite stable. It's just adding more characters to it at the moment.
Right, I'm going to bring up one game which you said was brilliant when you played it last year. Drive Club. And 12 months later, it's still not out. You said, what you played of it, it was a good game, it felt really good and all that, and 12 months later.
Yeah, but the difference between Drive Club and Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat's more... Don't get me wrong, I trust NetherRealms to keep closer to a day than a new IP. Which Drive Club is, sorry. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see more of the characters coming out, but what have you, the things that you've seen of Mortal Kombat so far, the new characters that keep getting announced, are you guys actually excited for this game, the 10th edition, or have you played any of the other editions in the past?
I played the most recent one.
9.
I loved it. I loved that game.
So are you looking forward to the 10th one?
I am, but I haven't really read up much on it because there's too much coming out before Christmas to be worried about what's coming out after Christmas.
Well, what about you, Hanksy?
I don't know, really. I mean, I've got to admit, the whole beat-em-up genre is something that sort of passed me by for a while, really. I'm sitting here trying to wrap my brains. I don't think I've played a beat 'em up. I've not owned a beat 'em up since PS2. I'm pretty sure since PS2.
Please do not say it was Dead or Alive.
No, it would have been Mortal Kombat, one of the Mortal Kombats, but I'm trying to think what one it would have been, but
it was either Deadly Alliance, Deception, or Armageddon.
I can't remember, but that's how long ago I've actually owned one. It's not the type of game I tend to rush out and get. You know, I tend to get easily bored.
I'd say you're missing out because the thing is, I played Mortal Kombat 9. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the Mortal Kombat series beforehand. But then I played 9, which actually told you the best part of the story, didn't it?
I think it was the first 3 original games it told the story of.
It was more like a catch-up, if anything, 9 was. But it was nice. It's good. If you've not played a Mortal Kombat game before, I would recommend go to 9 because it will tell you pretty much the story.
Well, no, it will and it won't because it was a reboot and it was a retelling. Because it changed bits of the story. Like, in the original story, Smoke becomes a cyborg, but in this one it ended up being Sub-Zero instead of Smoke.
Alright, okay.
They changed bits, because the story was that Raiden did something, and it sent like images back in time, so his old self could forgot feelings and change in the story.
Yeah,
I'm doing really well.
That's clear as a mud then.
It's hard to explain. It's like he sent like images in his mind back to his old self, and every now and then these images would come and you get a feeling about what he should do. Like one was to save Smoke from becoming a cyborg, and it turns out the effect of that down the line is Sub-Zero becomes a cyborg.
Not the first Sub-Zero, because the first Sub-Zero gets killed by Scorpion. It's the second
Sub-Zero.
It's
Sub-Zero. There's a character in Mortal Kombat called Cyber Sub-Zero.
All this is going straight over my head. I ain't got a clue.
When we start talking
I can remember Mortal Kombat when the excitement as a kid, when the first finishing moves came out, and you used to have to find out how to, which buttons to press. It was a great game. It's just passed me by since then, really.
I just find it funny with what's called when we was talking about the story. You're thinking, oh, I can get it in my head. And then when you start talking about it, you're thinking, actually, this story is quite crazy if you think about it.
Well, it is, because, like I said, if you look at Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero is technically a villain.
Oh, he's my favourite character.
He's a villain, because technically Sub-Zero is a mass murdering thing, because you think about it, it kills Scorpion and his family and his clan.
Yeah, good point. I didn't think
That's why Scorpion goes after him as revenge. But because of the world of Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero slowly become a hero, and Scorpion's become the bad guy. Yeah, Scorpion killed the original guy, then that Sub-Zero became the Cybot, and then the Sub-Zero's brother became a new Sub-Zero, and then in the new retelling, that Sub-Zero became a Cyber Sub-Zero.
We're just seeing Hanksy's face just then, and it's just completely blank. Yeah, I'm just thinking, I just thought you got two characters and basically beat the shit out of each other. That's the
story.
Basic idea of the game.
Yeah, you've got to be old people.
I didn't know there was this whole universe I need to immerse myself into before I start playing it. I think,
if you played, I think it was Deception on the PlayStation 2, there was about 4 or 5 realms you could go and visit. You had the Chaos Realm, you had Nether Realm, I think there was Earth Realm, obviously.
And then if you want to trip yourself even more, there's also the Mortal Kombat Legacy web series.
I've seen the film. That was...
Which one?
That was awesome.
There's about 3 or 4 films as well.
Oh, which film? The original? Was it Resurrection?
Yeah, I think it was the original. Yeah, the original. Yeah, where they have to save the world. The one where they have to save the world by beating the guy with all the arms.
Yeah, that happens in the second one.
Right.
As well.
I get confused.
I get confused. Do you want to move on to the next game?
Yeah, please do.
Right, the next game that I managed to play is Assassin's Creed Rogue, and plus I saw some behind-the-scenes stuff of Unity. So, one thing I'm still not understanding here, and now that I've actually started to watch some of the cutscenes in Assassin's Creed Unity, why the hell do they speak British? They actually got British accents. They're in France. I'm not actually going to look back in time. Did we actually take over France at one point? Is that what the French Revolution is?
No, I'm pretty sure not, but, I'm sure Ubisoft know what they're doing.
Yeah, there'll be a reason why they're there.
Well, like I said, I managed to play Rogue, I managed to play with a boat.
Who cares about Rogue? It's on last gen.
Some people who still have last gen and people who enjoy the boat missions from Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
I love the boat missions from Black Flag.
Yeah, if you want to play the boat missions, you've got to play Rogue. But I didn't like them. I'm really not a fan of the boat missions. So in other words, I was put in front of this console playing Rogue, and that's what the demo was. It was basically the boat missions. I'm thinking,
you do know Black Flag was entirely pretty much on a boat?
Yeah, that's why I didn't play it much. I played the online competitive more.
Which Unity doesn't have.
No.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to enjoy Unity because I like the idea of the 4-player co-op side of it. I think that's
it's been waiting for that for years.
Yeah, I mean the co-op's going to be really good. I mean, coming back to Rogue, I'm still not sure exactly where it fits or where it came from. And I think we were all, getting excited about Unity, and all of a sudden this trailer turns up for a game nobody really knew was even being worked on.
Anyway, sorry about that. Hanksy's might just decided to go through a Connect.
Yes. Anyway,
I'm back.
I get what you're saying. It's like, where does it fit? Because I think it's an offshoot kind of thing. It's like that Liberation game. It's not its own game. It's basically a tarted up DLC.
Yeah, but I think that's what I like about the things like Liberation and Rogue, because it does sort of expand this huge story. Well, to be honest, Assassin's Creed story. We are now in, we could say, the 5th main story. Probably the 7th main story, actually, if you add Liberation and Rogue as well. In this ever-expanding Assassin's Creed universe, not including Watch Dogs.
Well, that's all conspiracy theory at the moment.
Yeah, but come on, it's kind of obvious knowing that.
They're going to be the same universe, but is there something about Watch Dogs 2 coming out, speaking of Watch Dogs?
There's...
Well, they've just brought out the DLC.
I'm sure I read online before I started recording that on about Watch Dogs 2.
I wouldn't be surprised, because I think this is supposed to be an ever-expanding franchise as well, what Ubisoft are trying to get done.
Yeah, but I think nothing about Ubisoft. They tend to announce the game very early.
Yeah. The thing is, what they're seeing with Watch Dogs, and I think this is the best way they can describe it, they're basically thinking it more like Assassin's Creed. Not many people enjoyed the first Assassin's Creed, which, for example, with Watch Dogs, not many people enjoyed it. So they're expecting the second Watch Dogs to be the pinnacle of their series, like in Assassin's Creed series. I mean, the best out of them is still the Assassin's Creed 2 series of games.
Yeah.
To be honest, if it wasn't for them, Assassin's Creed probably wouldn't be as big as it is.
Mm-hmm.
But talking about Assassin's Creed, there was also an announcement about DLCs coming to, I think it's Unity. We've got our usual DLC, which is going to be continuing the story of it. But the second part is what's really got me more interested, because we're going to be playing as during the Chinese Empire. Now, if anyone's seen the short animated movie of trying to wrap up the Assassin's Creed 2 of what happens, I think we're going to be following in the same footsteps as the female character in that movie, who comes to visit Ezio for help with the Chinese side of the assassin's order.
Right.
So Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, which comes out in November.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Supposed to.
I don't really know. It comes out when it comes out.
Yeah.
We'll be happy. So, okay, moving on to the next one. We might just go with an indie title. Scream Ride. So is it Scream Coaster? One of them. But
Scream Ride.
Scream Ride.
Yeah, sounds right.
We saw a bit about this during E3 this year, where it's basically, the point of it is it's like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but with crash test dummies included. That's what I got from the trailer.
Basically, what you got to do, you got to make the scariest ride possible to make them scream.
Yeah.
Or
kill them.
Not kill them. Well, like I said, I managed to get another go of this, and I've managed to play what I think they said is the 3 modes that you'll be able to play in the game. You have something called Demolition, which has you controlling a pod like, like if anyone's seen what the London Eye pods look like, one of those on a swinging arm, and you've got to then let go of the pod and throw it into some buildings.
Cool. It'd be better if I could just put PC games in it as well.
It sounds like that game used to be able to get on the PC, wasn't it? That used to have, the monkey used to throw the banana over the wall and stuff.
What?
Remember that? Do you not remember that? I remember that at school. We used to have that at school.
Yeah, how old are you now, Hanksy, compared to us?
Yeah, slightly older.
Anyway,
that was the height of entertainment when I was at school. I tell you, that and Nibbles was great.
What the hell's Nibbles?
Nibbles was basically remember Worm on the Nokia phones.
It was Snake, wasn't it?
Snake, was it? Yeah. Snake, yeah. Snake it was. It was basically Snake, but on the on the computers we used to have at school, it was called Nibbles.
You had computers then? I thought, do you have
calculators? We did have
as
computers.
Well?
Yeah, we did have
calculus.
We were slightly ahead of abacuses.
Abacus.
They got rid of abacuses in our first year. We moved on to computers.
What was the internet like?
Yeah, you're taking a piss. But the first time I ever saw the internet, right? The first time I ever saw the internet was in it was dial-up, right? But it wasn't just dial-up. They actually had to dial a number on a telephone and then put it on a receiver, and then it would die out.
The thing is, I don't know why I'm joking here, because that's the first internet I had as well, was dial-up.
It was amazing, and obviously it took you...
I have 2 questions. When you was a kid, had they found fire yet, and had the wheel been invented?
No.
They called it the giant rolling stone.
It was great. I mean, obviously, in one 1 hour lesson, you'd got to load up about 2 pages, but it was at the time it was cutting edge.
The thing is, I'm making fun of.
Can I just point out, I am only 35. Well, not even 35. I'm 34. I'm 35 in 2 weeks.
The thing is, I'm making.
You old bastard.
Not that long ago.
We're making fun of him there, but when I was in primary school, we didn't get a computer lab until I think, in my last year at primary. And I think the only closest things we had to a computer before then was that there was only one computer in one classroom. And it had those educational games, because I had to play it because I was not the best at maths at that time.
Really? You just want to admit that to me, of all people?
No, to be honest, one thing I can say about the games back then, the educational games, they did actually help quite a lot, because I ended up, from those games where I was struggling with my maths skills, to getting a B in GCSE by the end of it.
Yeah. I can remember games like that. I remember there was like a racing game where you used to have to add up sums to get around pools of oil and stuff like that.
No, man, one thing that I remember, you remember Pod?
Yeah, I think so.
It was like a red tomato type thing.
Right, I'm going to tell you now. Shut up about the PC games.
Anyway.
How antiquated you both talking about? It's still PC. Doctor's in here, so no PC talk.
Anyway, okay.
Anyway, moving on. Was it?
There's 2.
Scream Ride.
Yeah, there was 2 more modes that we had. We also had one where you had to get your coaster as fast as possible there's like loop-the-loops where the track's lit up, where you've got to wait until you get closest to the end, press X, and then you get a boost. And also you've got to try and keep the coaster on the track. I think the fastest time won, or something like that. And then the third mode
it's a race.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the third one is basically build your own coaster, which you can share with friends, family, and the public.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So that's supposed to be coming out, I think they said early next year. So that's something to look forward to. It's one of those games I like, and I'm enjoying that more games like that are coming out. Is the games that don't make any sense, but they'll still be fun. It's fun, but it makes sense. It doesn't make sense.
This is going on a bit of a tangent side. I think out of the games that were announced, that was amongst them at E3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was lots of like games. The one that stood out for me was that Space Engineers, which is like Minecraft in space. I've
got that on the PC, but I've still not played it.
Well, it's due to come out at some point, but that's the one I'm looking forward to out of all of them.
Well, the thing is,
the one on Screen Rant is, I'm going to get it, but the one I'm looking forward to is Space Engineers.
Well, the thing is, what I'm loving about that is, at the moment, games that have, the indie games that are on PC that are doing quite well are actually coming to the consoles. So we've got, like, Space Engineers is one of them. We've got Goat Simulator, which is coming out soon as well.
Smite.
We've got Smite as well, which hopefully is going to be a free-to-play. It should be, because it's free-to-play on the PC. With other games as well that have, Skullgirls is supposed to be coming on the console.
Skullgirls?
Skullgirls.
I thought you said Schoolgirls.
So every time.
Skullgirls on the line.
Do you know what I find
funny?
We're
back to that Japanese game again, aren't we?
Do you know what I find funny? I've spoken about it 3 or 4 times in the podcasts, and every time you always say, "Do you mean Skullgirls?" No, skull, as in the thing. Here, the head.
That's called a head.
It's a head.
Yeah, head girls.
Anyway.
No, I won't say that.
Anyway, GD, what else did you see EGX?
The Crew. Also.
Ooh, cool. Tell me.
I honestly did not enjoy it. The thing is, what I played of it, now this could just be the thing that I've played so far, what was available to me. It felt like it was trying to be Burnout Paradise without the crashes. And don't get me wrong, I don't want that. If I want that, I want Burnout to do it, not some other company that, don't get me wrong, they're not. It's like, for example, I think you're driving around the city. The cities don't look the best in design wise, but I think they were more expecting the size than the actual quality of the game, which, in my opinion, it's kind of upsetting a bit. If I wanted it, I want at least a little bit better quality when it's coming out on next gen consoles. But it's like going around it, and you basically go from marks that are on the floor that tell you to do like drift from side to side down the road to try and get as many points as possible. No, if I'm playing a drive racing game, I want to race. I don't want to do these stupid little tricks around this world. I just want to race.
They've got to cater for everybody, really. If they want to maximise the sales, they've got to have the drifting in. They've got to have the straight up point race. You've got to have your lap races. You can't just have it, right, it's got this. And then people who prefer the drifting games, they're going to say, well, I'm not going to buy it because there's no drifting in it.
But it's not like it's a drifting game. It's basically you run through a checkpoint. It doesn't even do like a little cutscene. For one thing, if anything, that I enjoy having a cutscene in a game, it's a racing game, because then it gives you time to get ready. Instead of you run through this and now you go. The point is, it's supposed to be a 3, 2, 1 go, not right. You went through it, now get doing this. And you basically confuse.
Yeah, you've never heard of a rolling start. You've never heard of a rolling start in racing.
There's a rolling start, and then there's it doesn't even give you any proper identification what you're actually supposed to be doing there until you run through the checkpoint. Now, it might just be me, and it might have been just my experience with it, and hopefully it is just my experience with it. But I hope there's more to it.
I know what you mean. I mean, it seems to be a game that it seems to be trying to be all things to all people, and rather than being, which as Cajr says, they have to do that to maximise sales, don't they? But I think, is it trying to be Burnout? Is it trying to be Forza Horizon? Is it trying to be Test Drive? What's it trying to be? And it can end up just being a game that passes us by because we just wait for the titles that I've just mentioned to come out, don't we? I suppose.
The thing is, it doesn't help it any better when this year, definitely, when we've got at least another 3 racing games coming out at the end of the year. We've got Drive Club, which is coming out on the 7th of October. We've got Horizon, which comes out on today on the podcast when it comes out when podcast comes out. And then we've also got Project Cars, which comes out in November as well. So I think that's all the racing games I can think of. Is there any one I missed?
No, I can't think of any others.
But the thing is, we've got two games that we've got Horizon, which we know is going to do well. That is Xbox's main racing game. We've got Drive Club. Now that it's had a lot more time on it, it's been over a year since it was actually supposed to be coming out.
Well, it should definitely be finished now, shouldn't it? There's no excuse for day one glitches.
No.
Oh, you'll still get them.
There'll still be glitches,
But there's just no excuse for them now.
But like I said, I managed to play it last year, and if that is it not being very good, I'm really I've got high hopes for Drive Club to be probably the next Gran Turismo for PlayStation.
No, it'll never be that. They'll never do well with Gran Turismo.
Yeah. Well,
because Gran Turismo's got the name now. It's the name brand kind of thing.
Well, they're supposed to be working on a new one, aren't they?
Yeah, but anything else that comes out that's even remotely like Gran Turismo on PlayStation is going to be like, oh, they're copying Gran Turismo. That's like the benchmark.
Well, like I said, Drive Club, I think Drive Club and the crew, what it sounds like if you write down what they're supposed to be, sound very similar on paper. They seem pretty much the same game, but I think Drive Club is going to do a lot better out of the two of them. That's
possibly not, because the one thing the crew's got for it is 2 consoles going on.
I think that's the only thing. But then again, like I said, what's the point when the 2 consoles it's going on will already have their own exclusive racing game?
Maximize sales again.
And then we've also got Project Cars. Now, I'm not 100% sure what that is.
Me neither. I've not really looked into it.
But I think it's supposed to be very one of those. It's a very beautiful game, and it looks quite cool. I'm thinking, okay, we'll see what happens. Is it going to be? By the sounds of things, when it's called Project Cars, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, is this going to be a free game?
It
sounds really indie, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds indie, but it sounds like it's going to be. It's only online only. But it's going to be a free game, and it's going to be available for everybody. I'm thinking, okay.
Yeah.
There's going to be microtransactions. You got to understand why, because it's a free game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be. I'm looking forward to that one.
You did play another game.
Oh yes, I also managed to play a game which I'm going to be doing a live Twitch stream on the 10th of October. I managed to play it using the Oculus Rift, and that is Alien Isolation. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made.
Have you slept since?
Yeah, I've slept.
Yeah, you haven't slept with a light off yet, though.
Oh, do you know what? One thing I kind of got through my mind, I'm thinking, if I can handle it with the screens basically plastered onto my eyeballs, I should be alright here.
Yeah. By the way, GD, there's a new condition on that night that you've got to do it without anybody being in the party with you.
That's alright. Yeah, I was expecting that anyway.
But if any Cravers are listening, you can still vote for which way he plays it. There's 3 options. It's all on Crave the Game.
Last time I checked, I think this is Wednesday, the 1st of October. I think C's winning.
Yeah, hardest difficulty available.
You guys are dicks.
Oh, sorry. I voted for option B.
I haven't actually voted yet, but I'm edging towards B because I actually think B would be more fun. Because I think B's the one where you've got to get a guaranteed gamer score, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that'll mean you'll have to play it properly rather than just trying to charge through it. And I've got a bit, I can't imagine how scary it must have been with Oculus Rift because I've played it at EGX in Birmingham earlier in the year and it was scary enough then, but to actually have it plastered on your eyeballs.
The thing is, what's it called? When I played
must have been fun.
When I played it at Rezzed earlier this year, because we've had Outlast and what's the one with the Slender? That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not actually as scared of Alien as the other two because I kind of already know what is going to be chasing you. You already got the idea of what it is because I think everyone knows what Alien is. Yeah. Now, but it's still scary. It's not funny.
It was the little jumpy bits that got me. You open a door and you see something move, and it was the fact that if the alien can see you, then you're dead.
You're dead, pretty much.
You're not going to run away.
Do you know what? There was one thing that scared me during the alpha that I still remember is when you had to pick up that tool that was on this side and the circuits that was behind it just sparked as you went. I thought, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's going to be amusing on the 10th.
Yeah.
Yes, 10th of October, everyone put it in your diaries.
Yeah. GD playing Alien, so you don't have to.
So what is C again? I've got to play it on the hardest difficulty as long as I possibly can.
Well, hardest difficulty, you just don't have to worry about any achievements.
Right. So you just charge through it.
Just charge through it.
Yeah. You think that's going to work on the hardest difficulty?
You're going to be charging.
We'll just see them in a cupboard or something.
If I can't see it, they can't attack me.
But apparently the alien is meant to be quite clever.
Yeah.
Like, if it sees an open door which you've opened, apparently it investigates why that door is now open.
Yeah,
things like that.
The alien is, the thing is, it's basically what we expect from an AI perspective. It learns from everything that you do. So if you hide underneath a desk quite a lot, they will start to figure out this guy is probably going. Well, you're playing as a lady, of course. Yeah. This lady is probably going to be under the desk again.
From what I remember as well, it was pretty random. So you couldn't think, the alien came this way last time, so I'll go that way because it just each time you play it changes what it's going to do.
It's a random path every time.
So dreading this game now.
This is over a week to go, and you're already bricking it.
Other games that were there that I wish I could have actually played, but because of them being highly popular, there was Evolve as well. That was there.
Yeah.
I wasn't waiting in a line for 2 hours to play this game. I didn't have time to do that. I was more thinking I'd rather play a lot of games than play one game and talk about that. But also there was Evil Within. I got a box somewhere. You know the main bad guy that you see at the moment, the main villain in Evil Within with the safe on his head.
No.
I've basically been given a box from Bethesda during EGX. That is basically the box that's on top of his head, which I'll show you guys later. There was a Destiny Crucible thing there as well.
Right.
Where if your team won, you got a free T-shirt.
That's cool.
But I wasn't attempting it because, to be honest, I'm not good at Crucible, so I don't see the point. There was a bunch of indie games, some that looked quite good, some that kind of confused me, of course. Yogscast were there as well. Again.
Well, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere, yeah.
Can't move for Yogscast these days. So many of them.
They basically took over the Twitch stage.
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive was there. If I knew where it was, I would have gone and played that.
See, that's a game that still is not really exciting me.
It's not my kind of game.
No, I keep seeing the trailer. They keep the trailers on everything at the moment, and no, it's not.
I'm
not doing anything for me really.
I'm looking forward to it, but like I said, I want more stupid, crazy games than the serious. You've got to do this, you've got to do that. I don't want that. I want to do something that basically is off the wall.
Scream Ride?
That's going to be fun. But like Sunset Overdrive's probably going to be one of the first ones. Also, we still need to get Welsh to play Flockers. I just thought about that.
That looks quite good. But it's basically Lemmings with sheep, isn't it?
Exactly. It's basically you're basically controlling the sheep from the Worms series. Basically, you're in the factory that make the super sheep. That's what I got from it.
Mm-hmm.
And so forth. These sheep are trying to escape the factory to live a fresh life in probably Wales.
Or New Zealand.
Or New Zealand. Well, it's going to be Wales because it's an English game. Anyway,
export them.
Yeah. Let's start ending on the EGX stuff. At the moment, we've been told about when EGX for next year is coming out. Well, first of all, we've got Res, which is going to be coming out. It is going to be March the 12th to the 14th, which is going to be a Tobacco Dock in London. I looked on the map. I still don't know where the Tobacco Dock is in London. I find it funny because when we looked...
I know where it is. It's in London.
Yeah, exactly. London is a huge place, mate.
That's spoken by like a true northerner, that, isn't it?
It's somewhere in London.
You, Hanksy. I'm northern. I'm proud of it.
I find it funny
you southern pansy.
Hey, Midlands.
Yeah, Midlands as well. I find it funny because when I went in to look into Google Image, for some weird reason it just brought a bunch of tattoos up.
Why ain't go on Google Earth?
I did as well, but I thought, because I want to see what the front of it looks like, so I've got an idea if I do end up going down there, what I'm actually looking for. By looks of things, I'm just looking for a bunch of tattoos.
I'm presuming it's gonna be around the Docklands area.
Yeah.
I would have thought, isn't it?
It's basically by the River Thames. I think nearest to the O2 Arena. This time as well, which is okay, I guess. But more importantly, the biggest news is now that Res, which was in Birmingham this year, has been moved to London. That means that EGX, the biggest of the two, is now going to be moving to Birmingham next year, which is the 24th to the something like that. But yeah, it's coming to Birmingham, the NEC Arena in September, which is quite exciting because it's easy for me to get to there. That's one thing I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I don't think they moved it in just for you.
They moved it just for me. Yeah, it's September the 24th to the 22nd next year.
24th to the 22nd?
24th to the
22nd to the 24th?
27th. 24th to the 27th. So what do you think of it moving to Birmingham, especially Hanksy?
It's a big coup for the Midlands, isn't it? I mean, I think with the NEC, there's definitely more space than there is, at Earls Court. But so we'll see. I'm a bit disappointed in a way that they moved Res to London because I really enjoyed Res this year. It's more indie and that, but obviously, they seem to be looking to expand it. That's got to be good, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, I also got more information from the email now. I'm actually looking for it a bit better. But this year's EGX was actually a record-breaking event for EGX itself, which saw 75,000 attendees visit the show over the 4 days.
Yeah. Well, I know from talking to people who went.
And GD still went home alone.
But I know talking to people some of the people who went, I mean, the early access tickets sold out in days, didn't they, this year? I mean, it was really fast.
Well, look, I didn't have the problem of getting the tickets. Yeah. So, like I said, EGX next year, Birmingham, EGX Res London next year.
Mm-hmm. Can I just mention something?
Yeah.
You asked for Alex's opinion of that, but you didn't ask for my opinion of that.
What do you think of it, Cajr?
Nobody cares.
Fuck off.
Come on. Cajr, what's the northern view on it?
Actually, no, it'll be closer for you as well, thinking of it.
Yeah, but it's still a couple of hours on fucking train.
It's a few less hours on the fucking train.
It's still a few hours. So let me put it this way, if I want to get to Birmingham by about 12 noon, I'd have to set off at, say, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, boo-hoo. I left here at 5:20 in the morning on the Sunday to get down there for about 9 o'clock to London.
Yeah, you went on the fucking coach, you dumb shit.
Yeah, because there was no goddamn train that would have got down there earlier.
Have you ever heard of hotel overnight?
Yeah, I'm not paying 150 quid for one night.
Anyway, moving on.
I'm not stupid.
You could have asked the dog to crash it is.
I know.
Yeah, he might have been out for a date though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Which you still got to find out the outcome of. Yes. Anyway, I hope that in a few years they do bring it up north and go to somewhere like Manchester, just to spread it out a bit more.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, Birmingham, it's Midlands, but for those, especially people in like Scotland thing, it's not as accessible for them.
Well, the thing is, you got to think it this way: it's going to be at least 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I'm going to say
because it's a multi-year deal with Birmingham, and I won't be surprised if it's going to be the same length of time as it was in London, and it's 7 years old now, this event.
Yes, but if you let me frigging finish before you butted your head in.
Sorry, carry on then.
I was saying, when they've had it for a period of time in Birmingham, it would be nice for them to bring it to Manchester, just so they've gone south, Midlands, north.
I love it more because of the idea of moving it further and further away from the south.
Give it 20 years. It's up in Shetland.
That'd be a good tourism thing for Shetland Island.
It would be.
Each game got its own island.
Welcome to EGX now in the North Pole.
Manchester's still one of the biggest cities in UK. It's not like they're putting it in some backwater town called Nottingham. It's not like going to some backwards place like that. It's like Manchester's like the city of the north kind of thing.
To be honest, I would think Liverpool's more than Manchester.
You're only saying that because you're a Liverpool fan.
I think, and also I think Leeds would probably also argue.
Oh, no, actually, you know what? I'm not thinking of it.
We've started the War of the Roses thing going on here now.
No, you're on about Leeds and Liverpool. They don't have pretty much a county named after them. They don't have London's got Greater London, Manchester's got Greater Manchester.
Well, Nottingham's got a county named after her, and you called us a small backwaters city.
Well, you are.
We've
You're
got Shire.
You're a shire, yeah. Nottingham is the capital of that thingy. It's not actually named.
Actually, if you think about it, Nottingham is actually classed as Greater Nottingham. Where if you look on the map, it is Greater Nottingham of.
Do you really want to get into target with me?
And anyway, everyone knows that the city of the north is Newcastle.
Anyway, now we've had our geography lesson podcast. Shall we move on?
We're not all going to YA, man. Yeah. Talking about Gaza.
Right, yeah, let's move on to the next bit, and we're going to talk a bit about video games movies, because there's been a story out about a Tetris movie being made. Hanksy, please explain it, please.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading what the BBC have said. I'm still not completely understanding it. But according to the BBC, the classic video game that involves slotting shaped blocks together is to be turned into a movie. The game will provide inspiration for an epic sci-fi story. That's according to the film company Threshold Entertainment. Which is also the company, which I'm sure we'll come on to in a bit, is also the company that adapted the game Mortal Kombat into a movie in 1995.
Oh, God.
There you go. So,
I can see it like the Star Wars.
They've got a history of blockbusters there, haven't
they? I can see the start of the movie. It's like Star Wars, but it's just a column, and the Tetris blocks just slowly come down.
The only way I can see it is, it's not like... I don't even know how the story can fucking work, to be honest. I'm just trying to think about it. The only possible way I can do it is it's like a race against time. In like a Tron-like world.
I've got no idea.
Like inside a computer.
Yeah.
And they've got to get rid of the blocks, otherwise they die, something. You know, like, say, rising water, or something, like a rising water effect kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the best I can come up with.
Do you know what I can see with that? It's basically they're making a dam, and everything's like Tetris.
No, in Tetris, the aim of the game
last block to port for the dam, and it just all vanishes.
No, the aim of the game is to get rid of the blocks, isn't it?
Well,
So
no. Apparently, according to Hank Rogers, who is managing director of the Tetris company.
Yeah.
Yes, there is one. In this new universe, as you'll soon find out, there's much more to Tetris than simply clearing lines. Which is news to me, because I'm pretty sure that's exactly what there was to Tetris, but there you go.
The thing is, I slightly understand why they're doing it, because I think it's the 30th anniversary of Tetris this year.
Mm.
Yeah, but you don't make a fucking
film
out of
it. But then this
I just don't understand it.
Well, again, reading this story here, it's talking about the fact that the Lego, the Lego movie helped boost the profits of the Lego company by 12%.
Yeah, but that makes
but that that's Lego,
yeah,
and
like
all the products that Lego have. Well, Tetris is just one game.
The thing is that also Lego, you completely understand, before the Lego movie, and the Lego movie was made like this as well. A lot of people have been doing stop animations using Lego.
Yeah,
I have never seen anyone try and make a movie using the Tetris game.
No, and again, I can't really see many kids, watching the Tetris movie and then going, "Oh my god, this is so amazing! I must go and play Tetris."
They won't even know what freaking Tetris is.
Well, no.
I would say a lot of people still know what Tetris is, but they'll think it's that free game that you can get on mobile devices now.
Which they don't even play, Paul.
No, I play it. I still play it when I've got time.
The first time Hanksy saw Tetris, he had to use actual blocks.
He was at play school, had to fit them together.
And that's how Tetris was born.
This is it.
But anyway,
is it some like a Russian company as well?
Yeah.
It was originally, yeah.
What it was made by a Russian. I don't remember what the Russians. Is it say on the article?
It was. Wait a minute. I've got you. You're going to make me pronounce the name now, aren't you? Where was it? I've seen it.
Some Russian dude.
It was created by Alexey Pajitnov in 1984.
Yeah. And what I remember from the story is he didn't get any royalties because of it being a Russian-made game during the Soviet Union time.
Yeah.
All profits from the game, all the royalties from the game, went straight to the Russian government.
Yeah, I've remembered reading that. But if I remember right, he was a government worker. It was made on government computers, and that's why they claimed, that he couldn't make any money from it.
So the world's best-selling game, basically the money went to Russia.
Yeah.
That is hard. I feel sorry for the guy because he could have been making billions from this game, but he hasn't because of this one simple thing, which is sad. Anyway, talking about video games in movies, this isn't the first time that we've heard video games being turned into movies. We've got the Tomb Raider series, which basically has now put everyone's minds of thinking Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft.
Mm-hmm.
Still in my head. Still in my head.
No. I was never a fan of them films, to be honest.
Well, what about the Resident Evil series?
How many of them has there been now? I've lost completely
6, 7, 12. I don't fucking know.
I think they're on 6. They're making the 7th and final one, but they've had to postpone it because for God's sake, what's her name?
Mila Jovovich.
That's it, Mila Jovovich is pregnant, and don't get me wrong, I don't think they want her doing flips because the director's her husband.
I think somebody's researched it to know that much.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest here. I do love the Resident Evil movies because it's one thing I would love about video games. I wish they did this more often. Is instead of actually making the movie based on the game and following the story of the game, try and do something different like Resident Evil has and try and make it its own identity. And it's worked, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I quite like the Resident Evil films. I think you're right. It has moved away from the movies themselves have become their own entity, haven't they, rather than it being...
Yeah, but I think the problem you've got with it is sometimes is they use characters from the original ones.
Yeah,
like Claire Redfield and Chris and...
Well, that's not bad. I don't mind that.
It's not
that's
bad,
what I liked about the Tomb Raider movies as well. They didn't follow any in particular game. They made their own story. They just used the characters.
Yeah.
But we've seen...
I'm sorry, but Tomb Raider is Lara Croft.
Tomb Raider
is Lara Croft. You can't have Tomb Raider without Lara Croft.
I know.
I know what you mean. It's like with the first one. The first Resident Evil had none of the original characters in it, as far as I could remember.
Well,
and then and then in the second one, they brought. I think it was the first one they brought in was actually Jill Valentine.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think that's when they brought in Nemesis as well.
Yeah, Nemesis was in the second one.
And then it they slowly started bringing them in. Yeah, I can understand why they did it. But if you're going to have the completely different story, don't put them characters in it.
No, because it sort of links the story to the actual,
but they've done a completely different story. They even changed the original Outbreak. Because I think it was originally in the Artley Mountains, weren't it? In the mountains, and it centered around the mansion.
Yeah, I think the Outbreak came from a mansion as well.
No, it was in the Hive, weren't it? Which was deep underneath the mansion. Yeah.
They was living in the mansion, and then they realised that there was something underground, which was the Hive.
Yeah, but... Yeah, I suppose, but it's like, they changed it, because like, this Hive was, it's like basically a city underneath the mansion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It had to have its own train network to get it from the mansion to the actual Hive. But whereas it was like a collection of buildings with each one.
Well, the thing is, like I was saying with Tomb Raider and Resident Evil, when they're having their own stories, it seems to work better. We've seen movies where they try and follow the story of the video game, and it's failed miserably. For example, one of the most, in my opinion, the most embarrassing one, the Mario Brothers movie.
I've never actually seen that one.
If you don't want to, I promise you, it was bad.
I don't think I've seen them. I remember the cartoons. I can't remember the movie at all.
One thing that I remember is when they were doing the Koopa Troopers, because they was like the bodyguards for Bowser in this underground sewage world. They were basically, because it was so bad, what's it called? Prosthetics?
Yeah.
Prosthetics,
yeah. Because it was so bad, there was a tiny head for the Koopa things. They basically had their arms that were about halfway down their body, and this whole bit at the top because of controlling the head. So you basically
I do remember
walking across with this tiny alarms and the big
I do remember it. Yeah, it was pretty awful. From what I remember.
that's why you don't remember it, because you tried to...
I've tried to forget it. I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
Well, I mean, another set of movies which were horrible, there was 2 of them at least, was the Mortal Kombats. We've touched on it earlier.
Yeah.
They were horrible.
But they did try and follow the story again, didn't they? Of the actual Mortal Kombat, which is...
I think the first one did, the second one didn't.
Which we talked about is highly confusing.
Yeah, I was going to say, which we've sort of proved earlier in the podcast, is
Yeah, just the Sub-Zero side of it. It's just like... I mean, I can talk about the Sub-Zero plot again if you want.
No, it's okay.
But then we also have the Dead or Alive one, which... Why do we always end up with Dead or Alive every time?
Just because you're a perv, and you had the Extreme Edition, which was basically beach volleyball with the women.
But the thing is, they had Dead or Alive movie as well, which they did try and follow the story of Dead or Alive. There is a story, surprisingly. But it fell flat on its face as well. Even it had Holly Valance.
Holly Valance.
Oh.
I mean, the thing is, however bad those movies might have been, they're paled to insignificance when you put them against the mighty Street Fighter.
That was enjoyable. It wasn't. I actually enjoyed that, but I think they tried throwing too many characters into it.
It was enjoyable in the same way as, when you're on the motorway and you drive slowly past a car crash, wasn't it? It's interesting to look at, but you know it's awful.
Street Fighter the movie, it's like looking at a car crash.
That should have been on the poster.
Right, the film itself, in itself as a film, it was, like I say, it was enjoyable. It's one of those, you watch it now and then, but it feels somewhat comedic fun. But connected to video games, it was pretty shocking.
Yeah.
But, like I say, as a film itself on its own, if it didn't have the Street Fighter name, you could sit there and watch it and not be repulsed by it.
Yeah.
You could enjoy it for what it is. Like nowadays, most films are just action sequences put together with a bit of dialogue now and then.
Yeah.
I do give it, though, lately when it comes to video game movies, they have actually started to improve a bit. I think the last one I can think, apart from like Wreck-It Ralph and stuff like that, is the Prince of Persia movie.
And that wasn't too bad.
That was alright.
And then I'll counter that with Tekken.
I never watched that.
I don't think I've seen that one. No.
It's alright, but no, I won't.
But anyway, the thing is, we seem to be getting more movies based on video games, but it's mainly because of Ubisoft here as well, because they have their own movie department now. We're getting the Assassin's Creed movie. We're supposed to be getting a Minecraft movie coming soon as well, which is going to be based, like how the Lego movie was. So they're going to be using Minecraft, the game, to make this movie, which I'm looking forward to, actually. It seems quite good. I love it where if it comes to a scene that they've got to cut because there's a creeper's exploded half of a building. Alright, who let the creeper in?
That one's going to be interesting. Because obviously with that you can have a story. Because you've got the Ender Dragon could be like, you've got to get to the end portal kill the Ender Dragon to get something to save the world or something. There's a story you can add to it.
It'll be interesting to see what Microsoft does with it, though.
It's Microsoft now, isn't it? Oh, fucking that's fucked then.
And another movie that I'd read about as well, and to be honest, this has just proven why I hate mobile games so much. They're making an Angry Birds movie. It's an animated movie. It's from Universal's Animations, I think it was. They were making this movie. So,
the thing is that would, you might think that sounds quite ridiculous, but then, we've heard tonight, we're going to have a Tetris movie, so anything is possible, isn't it? I mean, Yeah. Bubble Witch Saga will be the next one, and you know.
No.
The Worms, the movie.
But I mean, there has been a lot of video games getting made into films over years. Just some of them have just slipped under the radar because they've been that bad. Well, Hitman, Ringing the Bells, Max Payne.
Oh God.
They're two. You know, people forget about them sometimes. But I think, off the top of my head, I've got two which there's CGI more, but I got that Resident Evil Degeneration.
Oh, that was brilliant. I love that movie.
And I love
the whole series.
I've got Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, which is set after Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I was thinking the Final Fantasy ones.
Just now thinking the Spirit Within was actually quite bad.
Yeah, but it wasn't Final Fantasy.
It was Final Fantasy in name.
Yeah, it was Final Fantasy in name. It wasn't. It might have been based on the very first game they did, but to us it wasn't because we didn't know the very first games. But probably our first game, probably number 7.
I was thinking of another movie just now, but I don't remember what it was. Doom.
With The Rock and what we call Power.
The only part that resembled Doom was when it went to first person for about 30 seconds of the film, and that's what everyone was just excited about for the whole film.
Yeah, but it was a good little thing to have to think. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't they making a Kane and Lynch film.
Yeah, they were making that. They're also supposed to be making The Last of Us into a film, which makes sense. Right. It is basically just a film with a little bit of gameplay in between.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think about Kane and Lynch, I think it's been recast originally it was going to be something like Bruce Willis and Jamie Foxx playing Kane and Lynch.
Right.
But no, it's not. I don't know who it is now. I forgot who it were, but yeah, that were originally going to be who it were.
Right. Let's end this little discussion of video game movies with one more question. What game would you like to see turned into a movie? Let's start with Cajr.
Give me a chance to friggin' think. Help.
Hanksy, have you got one yet?
I was just trying to think myself.
You can't just sprung this on us and you expect us just magically. Especially when some of them are already made into films, like Assassin's Creed's been made into a film.
Yeah,
it's Michael Fassbender's being Altair.
There's games that I can see being made into movies, not necessarily looking forward to it or want it to happen, but things like you could see somebody at some point trying to make something around COD. I think, that is also possibly something around Borderlands.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Well, you've got always the rumours about a Halo film happening.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, and I mean there has been live action stuff done around Halo, hasn't there?
Actually, one film one video game series which I'm surprised no one's actually mentioned them doing into a film yet. Metal Gear Solid.
But it's one of those. It's one big film anyway, in a sense.
Yeah, but if they can do it, if they're going to be doing it with The Last of Us, why can't they do it with Metal Gear Solid?
I suppose, but
and I think a lot of people would actually enjoy it. I think it's like in my opinion, now when it comes to a video game, we should base it. Like how we do with books. If there's an old game which has been going on for a long time, like the Metal Gear Solid movie, video game.
Well, you're getting ahead of yourself, aren't you?
like Metal Gear Solid, the video game. We should make a movie to catch people up on it. Even though I was basically contradicting what I said earlier, where I think movies that don't follow the story of the game seem to do better. I think games like Metal Gear Solid and The Last of Us would work better because it's technically already a movie in its rights.
I think what they'd have to do with Metal Gear Solid is, don't do it based on the games that came out from Metal Gear Solid. Do it from the games that were previous to that. There was about 2 or 3 games before Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Metal Gear. Do it with that, 'cause, I mean, a lot of people before Metal Gear Solid might not have played Metal Gear.
The thing is, it'd be a great way, because if we do it with books, we might as well do it with video games now.
Yeah, but in answer to your question, original question about games, I can't think of any one particular game myself, but I can see games being made in certain universes, such as Skyrim universe, or the Fallout universe, using
that'd be,
you know, using the game worlds and thinking, you know what, we'll do a story. It might involve the regions you can play in on the game. But there's also like Gears of War.
No, it's owned by Microsoft, why not? Yeah. I bet Microsoft's got a film studio somewhere themselves now.
Yeah, I'm sure
wait, no, they did, but then they shut it down, I remember, because it was the Microsoft original stuff.
Right, yeah.
Like I said, there is game worlds which would be interesting to see films made in. But I can't think of any particular.
Destiny's another one where you could see at some point them doing something with that.
If they're going to do it with Halo, they might as well do it with Destiny.
Well, there was rumours of World of Warcraft film at one time, weren't there?
They are still doing it. It's in.
They're still doing it.
I think it's in post-production at the moment.
So yeah, I think more now it would have to be more game world instead of actual games themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I found funny when you first said Skyrim? The first thing, I don't know why it came into my head. When you said it, I'm thinking, why Skylanders?
No,
when you said it, I'm thinking, actually, that would make a great film. If they can do it with Angry Birds, they can do it with Skylanders. I want to see Spyro in a film.
He's probably been in a few, but I mean, like I said, with game worlds, they don't have to follow a set story. Then they can make their own story using like the iconic places as well, and certain characters which some obscure, some well known.
I just thought of another film that's actually coming out. That's coming out early next year. Now talking about Skylanders and stuff like that. Ratchet and Clank movie. The animated movie is coming out soon as well. That's also made me think of another game I would like to see turned into a movie, and is still, I think it's what got me into gaming itself. Crash Bandicoot. As an animated movie, I would.
But yeah, I mean, they're all animated type things already, aren't they? So you can see how they could lend themselves to it, I suppose.
Especially now it's owned by Sony, and they have got a brilliant animation studio now.
Oh yeah.
I think they did the Lorax film, didn't they?
Yeah,
I just thought one which I'm surprised nobody's mentioned. A game that's not been made into a film. Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, but that would be basically every gangster film out there.
Yeah, but it tick all the boxes, wouldn't it?
Oh, if they do it, they've got to do it on Grand Theft Auto 4. So now I know what the game is, because I'm not going to play through that.
I'm just looking at my game list.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto steals so much from everything already, doesn't it? So
really. It's basically a parody of gangster movies now.
I mean, you could do one on Dead Island, but just not use the original island, like make a separate island.
Or have a separate cast that's on the island. I bet there was more survivors on there somewhere. I think, we've got Escape Dead Island that's coming out early next year.
Dead Island 2.
And Dead Island 2, which I'm looking forward to. It's going to be one of those, it's making fun of itself. And it's in California, so be honest, it's going to be what, in my opinion, is probably what California is already like.
Okay, so we've insulted the North, the South, California. Doing well tonight.
You know what? Why not just put
PC gamers? Don't forget them.
We can't have an English. We can't have a British podcast without calling the French out. Bring in French.
It is naughty. We do have one or two French members in Crave the Game, and we have lots of American. So I apologise for my co-host.
I apologise if I've offended anyone.
If we were to tie it down to a game I'd like to see make into a film, I'd have to say Gears of War.
Yeah.
If I actually had to say one, it'd have to be that. I can't see any others.
I just clicked. Hanksy, have you said one yet?
No, I mean,
like I say, you put us on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of the ones that say that, you know, I think will become movies. You know, not necessarily want them to. So, I mean, thinking about it, I haven't said Borderlands. I think something set in the Borderlands universe could be something that would actually be quite good. But it would have to capture the madness of the game, wouldn't it?
Well, the thing is, we're sort of going to see what that is going to be like when it comes to the Telltale game that's coming out. Because, to be honest, they are basically just interactive movies themselves.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how that works. And, oh God, I don't want to see it. If they do something like that, Claptrap's got to be CGI.
It's not going to be anything else, is it?
He could do like like R2-D2.
Yeah.
I want to see a realistic Claptrap.
Yeah. It'd be another role for Warwick Davis, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Can you control a unicycle?
No, you'd have to be CGI.
Anyway, let's we're coming to the end of the podcast as always. So let's, whatever news is left, talk about a few quick.
And is there anyone left to insult?
Probably. We've got the rest of the world to go ahead. Right. First of all, let's talk about Destiny. People who know about the special mysterious treasure cave. Well, that's not around anymore. Well, the original one's not around anymore. There is another one, which you can see on the Crave Your Game website in the update. But also they've been bringing out patches that just went live today, which is supposed to make it easier for us to collect engrams, and plus what colour engrams you collect. So, for example, a blue one, you're guaranteed at least a blue item from now on. Now, this doesn't work with any engrams that you've collected before the update. It only works the ones that you collect from the update onwards. Which is, so if you've got any collected, they're not going to work. They're basically just going to be degraded.
But we all knew they were going to just be green anyway, don't we? So it doesn't really make any difference.
So, that's that bit. It's really been the thing is, because games are coming out now, there's barely any news to actually talk about, which is annoying. Trying to find it. This is funny. FIFA 15. Now, if you play career mode and you play as Barcelona's manager, Suarez will be banned until October the 14th on the game. So they basically put the ban. Well, we already knew what they did with NFL, where they've actually kicked a player off the game. Well, now they're following the rules of the ban that FIFA has put on Suarez and put it into the game as well. So, as a Liverpool fan, I'm loving that. Did we talk about Steam's 100 million last week?
No. Because it's PC game and we don't do PC game when Doc's not here.
No, we might as well. Steam reached 100 million, and they've also updated the Steam account. They've made it more blue. And more importantly now, they've put it so that the most popular games out that week will be on the front page, so you haven't got the bunch of indie games that no one really cares about covering the front of the page. Also,
who bloody cares?
A lot of people. It's still gaming. Plus, also there's
sitting there with a word processor.
Yeah. Also,
and the graphic cards.
Also, they've got a new thing called curators, which are going to be on the front page of highly followed people in the Steam community and their opinions on the game. That will be linked to a review of that.
Right,
game.
You're boring me now.
Yeah. Can we move on to stuff anyone gives a shit about?
What the hell is wrong with you guys today?
It's not me, it's him.
EA's promising that Battlefield Hardline will work at launch. I doubt it.
It would be nice to have a game at launch that works, wouldn't it? You know, I mean, that's pretty much the minimum that I expect when I buy a game. You know, it will work.
Now, I've had games that haven't worked for 2 weeks when you buy it. It's basically part of the package. I call it some...
Who remembers GT Online? When that first launched. What about Defiance when that first launched?
Yeah, God.
That just didn't work completely.
I came into Defiance a couple of weeks after it had launched, and I think I spent the first 2 days trying to download the patch. You know, it was,
and then you basically logged out and there was a new patch.
Yeah, basically every day new. You know, give me a game that actually worked.
We spoke about a Super Smash Bros. 3DS bug of if you played as Peach online, you would get kicked out because she could spawn items in a mode where you weren't allowed items. You would have got banned out of the game. Well, there was another new bug that's appeared on Super Smash Bros. 3DS again. Now, Yoshi, we know, lays eggs to basically save himself, so he hatches out the egg. Now, unfortunately, this bug, every time that you come out of a new egg as Yoshi grows. So it keeps on getting bigger and bigger until he's basically a giant on this platform. So you'd be basically fighting a giant Yoshi.
I've had that dream.
It's like Godzilla. Still trying to find more stories. Have you guys got any stories you want to quickly mention?
Yeah, you're going to play an Alien Isolation on 10th of October.
Yeah, let's talk about that again. We haven't talked about that enough.
If you guys want to talk about it, Cajr, you've got the poll up. Do you want to mention it while we're here?
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier briefly, but there's a poll up on cravethegame.net. Yeah, I got it right. cravethegame.net. Where you can choose how GD plays the game. I think I mentioned it last week.
We probably have.
So, I won't go into too much, but basically 3 options. A, he has to get certain achievements by playing on medium difficulty. B, he has to get a certain number of game score while playing on medium difficulty. And C, which is currently winning as far as I'm aware, he has to play the hardest difficulty available.
So I'll be playing this game on the 10th of October. The game comes out on the 7th. So, yeah. I'm not looking forward to it. Now, like I said, we're not just games. We might as well talk about Windows has announced a new iOS which is coming out. Now, first of all, guys, do you know what the latest iOS is called for Windows?
Is it Windows 10?
No, the level we're on is Windows 8 at the moment.
Okay.
So, the next one, which is coming out mid-2015, is going to be called Windows 10.
Right, so how's that one work?
No, that's what I'm trying to... So they're basically missing Windows 9 completely here. I've got a feeling someone's basically wrote it down, not realising that they haven't done a 9.
Oh, they went to your school and did maths, did they?
Yeah,
they were playing the special games with GD.
No, GD got to play the special games. This other person didn't. GD was always there.
I was always there. I took over the computer.
Yeah.
No, I just find it funny because there would have been a perfect opportunity there to call it Windows X. If they're going to do 10, do it X.
No, I'm sorry, but they just straight away get told, "Oh, you're copying Mortal Kombat." Mortal Kombat is Mortal. Yeah, but Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat X.
And then people can say, yeah, but Mortal Kombat's copying off Roman numerals. They're copying off the Romans. No.
So are a lot of clocks throughout the world.
Exactly. Stop copying the clock.
Isn't Big Ben Roman numerals?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of any other stories. This is the last page of things. Yeah, it is.
So, back to Alien Isolation. On a scale of 1 to 10, GD, how shit scared are you right now?
Well, now I actually played it on with the Oculus Rift, it's about 6 or 7. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm not.
We'll just see GD rising in his chair. What's making him rise? It'll be the Leo stirred it every time he's seen Alien.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to the game. I can't wait to see. I just need to figure out something to make you do next month, mate. Simple enough. Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out one day.
You've even pleaded with the community.
I know,
and
community.
Nobody's still come up with anything.
Hanksy, have you got an idea that we can make him play? You can play Destiny.
Yeah, we can make him. We can make him play it and enjoy it, and then he can join us. We will make him love it.
Anyway, last couple of stories. Minecraft Xbox One Edition retail is coming out on November the 18th. PS4's is coming out, I think it's this week.
Right.
So you can, if you haven't downloaded, if you can't get the digital copy for some weird reason, you've got no internet connection, how are you listening to this podcast, first of all? But if you haven't got the digital version, you're waiting for the retail version, there's your dates for you.
Is this a proper version with a disc, or is it just a box with a download code in it?
I'm guessing. What have you got? Did you ever get one of the retail versions before?
No.
I think it actually comes with a disc itself.
Right.
But I'm not 100% sure. I would expect a disc. Thomas Was Alone is coming to the PS4, Wii U, and Xbox One in November.
Who's Thomas?
Thomas, he was alone.
Tank Engine.
Yeah, poor guy.
I thought he had lots of friends.
No,
Is he not called Thomas and Friends these days?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, but
Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. That'd be a great game. That's a game I want to play.
What, Thomas the Tank Engine was alone?
Yeah.
I was talking about this game earlier, Skull Girls Encore. We found out that the PlayStation 4 and PS Vita versions have now been delayed until 2015. So, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Got it.
Sims 4 is getting some
no
Star
more
Wars.
schoolgirls for you.
Sims 4 will be getting some Star Wars costumes, ghosts, and swimming pools are finally coming in a free update. We can
Doc's gonna have to rush. Doc's gonna have to
go and get the game back.
His sister will let him have it back.
And also, have you guys heard of the game Doodle Jump?
Yeah,
Nope.
I love it.
Awesome game. They've released.
That'd be a great film. If Tetris could be a film, Doodle Jump could be a film.
Well, they've already signed with the franchise because they've now announced a bunch of plushies and mini toys that you can get hold of the Doodle Jump series.
Fantastic.
So yeah. Anyway, that's all the quick updates that I can think of. Now let's talk about the games that are coming out this week. When it loads up.
Forza Horizon 2 and Lord of
Shadow
the Rings,
Mordor,
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
We've got middle
on Friday.
Right. On Friday, the 3rd of October, we have Minecraft PlayStation 4 edition coming out, obviously on the PlayStation 4. That's the disc version.
Yeah.
I was on about. Natural Doctrine is coming out on the PS3, PS4, and PS Vita. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures 2 is coming out on the 360, PS3, Wii U, and 3DS. Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS comes out on Friday the 3rd of October. Forza Horizon 2 comes out on the 360, Xbox One. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, the PC version came out on Tuesday, and the Xbox One and PS4 versions come out on the Friday. And finally, a game where you can read the review on Crave Your Game at the moment. Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment is going to be available on the 360, PS3, Xbox One, PC, and I reviewed it on the PS4. And then on Tuesday the 7th of October, we talked about this already, Alien Isolation comes out on it's pretty much everything except for the Wii U and the Wii. So PC, PS4, PS3, Xbox One, and Xbox 360. So, also, we might as well talk about this. On the 7th of October, we've got the PlayStation Plus titles coming out as well. This month, we've got Spelunky, which is already available. Spelunky, sorry. Which is already available on previous generations.
I think Spelunky sounds better.
I think Spelunky sounds better.
Yeah.
Also, we have Dust,
an Elysian Tale.
And also for people, as we were promised, we get a third game. These are PS4 games. Sorry, because I can't find the rest at the moment. We get Drive Club, the PlayStation, the PS Plus edition, coming out on the 7th as well.
Which is 20% of a game, by the way.
I don't care. It's still part of a game.
It is one region out of 5. You get 11 of 55 cars, I think. It's like exactly 1/5 of the game.
I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be worth having a look at,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
It's free.
Also, PlayStation 3 will be getting Batman Arkham Asylum and Dungeons & Dragons Chronicles of Mysteria, which is 2 D&D games in one. And PlayStation Vita will be getting Pix the Cat. I don't know. Which is also going to be coming to PS4. So that's another game hopefully coming on the PS4 as well. So if you can, just download it because then you get it free on the PS4 through cross-buy. Mm-hmm. And also they get a role-playing game called Rainbow Moon, which I don't know. And these come out October the 7th. And also for the Xbox, you got Chariots.
That's it, isn't it?
That's what you're getting.
Yeah.
On Xbox One. I don't know what the 360 is getting.
I think one of them is Darksiders 2.
I've got a poster. That's cool. That. So yeah, you get Darksiders 2, I guess.
I think that's one of them. I don't know if it's the first half or the second half of the month.
No, I don't know.
We'll have to check that out. So yeah, if it is Darksiders 2, it'll be available now from the 1st of October, and same with Chariots on the Xbox One is available now. And if you haven't downloaded them yet, you can still get Super Time Force and Crimson Dragon. I don't know why you would want Crimson Dragon. You ran out of games. There's plenty of games coming out this month and next month.
To be honest, coming month, the Games for Gold is going to be absolutely dog turd because they're not going. All the developers aren't going to want to put their game at in a busy time period like this.
Yeah.
And there's so many other games for other people to play.
I don't know. I think with PlayStation, I think give them a chance. I think they are going to still be. It's going to be the arcade games that we're going to be getting this next couple of months, which we have been getting round about now. I wouldn't expect any of the AAA games now until next year, if anything.
No.
Because
how much for Rise coming out for Xbox One?
You're going to be waiting. If knowing Xbox, you're going to be waiting a long time.
I'm not paying 40 quid for a game that's meant to be pretty short.
I'll get it on PC.
It is short. Rise is really, it's good actually. I've played it and enjoyed
it. It's good, but short.
Yeah, it is quite surprisingly short when you suddenly realise, you've been playing it for a couple of hours and you're 2/3 of the way through the game.
It kind of upsets you a little bit that you found out that Rise 2 was cancelled.
Crytek were in it.
Yeah, part of Crytek.
And they Neo went under, didn't they? And that's probably why they cancelled it.
Well,
yeah.
they were also making, what's the other game they were making? Anyway, carry on. Let me think of the game.
Yeah, I think it won't be cancelled indefinitely. It'll be just be put on hold until they're in a position where they can actually start making the game again.
Yeah.
Financially in a position they can do it.
Oh, I remember the game now. Homefront.
Oh yeah, we discussed that before.
They sold that though, didn't they?
Yeah, they sold it to Deep Silver, who's now making a new studio in Nottingham called Dubstep or something like that.
Yeah, so like I say, it'll probably put on hold for the time being, until they get into a position where they can put the money into it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, let's wrap this up. As always, have you got any plans this week? Starting with Cajr, for once. You can start.
I've got plans this week. I'll be working. I'll spend some time with my son. Things like that. Life things.
You know what I mean. Any gaming plans?
I'm considering doing a Shadow of Mordor stream on Sunday. Don't know what time or anything like that, but because I'm intrigued to see how.
Don't forget we've got game night on Sunday.
Do we?
Yes.
Oh, fuck!
You just realised.
Well, I did say I didn't know when on Sunday, so I can do it Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. So Shadow of Mordor, that comes out on Friday, doesn't it?
Yeah. I've got it pre-ordered.
I've heard
It's supposed to be really good as well, actually.
Exactly.
It's had really good reviews.
The movement style of it looks very much like Assassin's Creed. Apparently there was a big thing about Assassin's Creed saying they were ripping them off, basically, by using the same movement style and mantling and all that crap.
So,
but it's...
carry on. No, carry on. First.
I would just say, the thing about the game that intrigues me the most is there's about ways of defeating enemies, like the way they showed us. You could go up against this boss-like character, pretty much like Suicide, but you can take control of this goblin to attack him, and then he comes into a sufficient state where you can attack him and defeat him. Apparently the game learns how you do it, and you can't do it a second time in a second playthrough.
Now, one thing that I like, what I've heard about it so far, is the hierarchy system in the enemies' bases. That, for example, if you've got to infiltrate into a certain enemy base, but you can't basically get the top guy to be under your control, you can find one of the people that are below him that have got a big chance of going and taking over once he's been disposed of.
Mm-hmm.
And basically take them, so then you do the mission that way instead.
Yeah, like I said, there's meant to be different ways of doing it, and after you've done it one way, the game learns and you can't do it the same way the second time round.
Yeah.
You have to do it a different way. That's what's intriguing me the most, but I'm playing, it's running through my head at the moment. Either that or I might do a Forza Horizon 2, depending on my mood.
So when you are doing a stream, where can they catch you, Cajr?
Cajr.
I know, carry on.
Yeah, anyway, they can catch me on Twitch.
And what the address?
Well, I'll leave twitch.tv// I don't fucking know these days. // CTG
'Hanksy, what about you?
Probably just carry on grinding through Destiny, I think, this week. That's obviously Minecraft Sunday. So that's all really got planned this week.
And I will also probably be streaming the Minecraft event on Sunday as well.
Yes,
So if you want to see the winner's point of view, just watch mine.
What, like the PlayStations?
Shots fired.
I'm going to unite the towers this Sunday.
I'm going to tell you this now. I've got a bunch of people who are going to be joining us who are basically going to make sure you don't win it.
So basically, you brought in outside interference.
I've brought mercenaries.
Now, so yes, I'll be playing that. I'll be playing that. Other than that, probably got any real plans other than that.
And if you have any plans, where can they catch you on Twitch?
Yeah, you can catch me on Twitch at the place I can never remember. It's Twitch TV / Hanksy 1979, I think.
Something like that. Fair enough.
Yeah, something like that.
My turn.
Looks like he's got something to say.
Yeah, right. First of all, always, we have got a game night, like we've been mentioning. We've got the Minecraft Tower of Emerald playing on the Xbox One. We're going to be playing the Pit, and that is on the Sunday, the 5th of October, at 9 p.m. It'll be 8:30 meet up like normal.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing streaming of that. Also, we've been talking about this for the whole of the podcast. I think, is it this week? It'll be this. Oh no, we'll talk about it next week actually.
Yeah, we might as well mention it again anyway.
Mention it. I'll be on the 10th of October. I will be doing an Alien Isolation stream as well, and you can catch me on twitch.tv/GDW2007. Also, for some of the latest news, including the update and the CTG podcast, you can go to craveyourgame.wordpress.com. Also, if you are not a member of the beautiful Crave the Game, and if you want to be a craver like us, you can join us on cravethegame.net.
By the way, JD, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
How are the sewers these days? You thought you were going to get away with it, didn't you?
1 hour 35. Good.
I've been waiting to see if you noticed. Anyway. Sorry, I just had to get that one little reference in.
Right, then. Anyway,
you do know I'm going to be saying it all next podcast.
I know, because it's probably going to be the last chance you're going to be saying it.
No, it might be the last chance. You haven't even done the Twitch stream yet, so it's going to be sewer this, sewer that.
I want to thank you guys both for joining us tonight on the podcast.
No props.
I'm here as always. I've been here from day one.
Exactly.
I'm not a part-time like Hanksy.
It's like an exchange program. We have Hanksy in when Doc's not here, except for last week, of course. And then when
where
Doc
were you?
Back...
Busy. I wasn't on a date.
But so thank you for joining us on the podcast. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.